So this is my first vlog style video, and I'll be reviewing the Horizon 14S4P. This is the entry model, and this is the entry model with the shock absorption legs. So this is with my mic mounted directly facing me, so I don't have to talk very loud and it's not facing the wind. With that in mind, let's get going. Alright, it's time to get going. So the mission today is to go to the park and get some drone footage out for my skateboards. There's actually a storm coming in the next couple of days, so I better get all the drone footage and all the B-rolls ready so that once the storm hits, I can actually sit home comfortably, do the voice acting, do the voiceover, and have all the footage that I already need. The last thing you want to do is you have a video that you need to publish, that you need to send out, but you're not ready to publish it because of the weather. So the helmet that I'm wearing is the TSG. The TSG Pass 1.0 is the original TSG Pass. And this TSG Pass is a pretty good looking helmet. It's not the safest, right? And mostly I wear it just because it looks pretty good. It's pretty lightweight, so it looks good on film. But aside from that, it's not the safest helmet. God, it is so cold today. So the weather report says Salt Lake City is somewhere around 33, 34 degrees. And if you're riding, there's a wind chill factor. So that's going to be a little bit colder. And I don't like that. Okay. Instead of taking the back roads, I'll be taking this turning. Alright. Okay, going to Roundabout. Let's see if this guy sees me. Nope, probably doesn't see me, which is fine. That's the thing when you are on an electric skateboard, because people doesn't see you, or they don't. Sometimes they see you and they just don't register, and they don't know what to do or how to react. So drive like you're invisible, ride like you're invisible, and protect yourself. So my goal is to get to the park. Once I get to the park, there's going to be a lot of free space, and from those free open spaces, I can set out my drone. I already did a lot of filming yesterday for the Horizon, but it's mostly local trails next to my house. I want to go to a place where it's slightly bigger, but my god, today it is cold. I made the wrong decision of wearing half finger gloves, and I can't feel my gloves right now, just like 5 minutes into the ride. So goddamn cold. Man, I think I picked a bad day to go out here and film, because it is unbearably cold. And that's probably the only thing I've been saying through that whole entire ride. But man, I just wish it was a little bit warmer. Because testing electric skateboards in the middle of the fucking winter, it is not as fun as what I hoped. That's what I hoped. We're going 27, 28. Wow. Okay. So I'm actually going 27, 28, but the red bushings on the back, the red bushings are about what, 85A in terms of durometer. And when I had the white bushings on the back from the default setup, the board felt unreliably shaky at maybe 27, at maybe 20 miles per hour. But right now I'm going 27, 28, and it feels like I'm going like 15 or 16. You know, that's how stable it is with this new setup. So I would wholeheartedly recommend everyone, including those who just are planning on going slower, to switch the rear bushings to the red 85A, because you can still carve pretty well with the rears being red, and still really carve really well. But then you get that stability. You get that stability to have the option to push fast if you need to or if you want to, right? Oh, look at this. Okay, so I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm gonna set up a drone and try to record myself, and let's see what happens. Because I love these kind of construction places, because first of all, there's no traffic, so it's a lot safer, and then I can just carve however the hell much I want without worry about, you know, hitting something. Well, there is the possibility of these construction workers shooing me out, but aside from that, I think we'll be relatively safe. Oh yeah, sometimes there are these really huge ass nails on the ground at construction places, so yeah, just don't run over those with your tires, and you should be mostly safe, I suppose. Let's set up the drone. Okay, let's remove the harness, battery, turn it on, flip open the thingy, the antennas. Okay, I think we're good. Man, someone's making food over here. It smells like a bakery. Anyway, put the beacon on my hand, on my off hand. So, okay. Now we'll just have to wait for the drone to get signals, and we'll be set. I don't think there's any construction workers still working on the road, so I don't think there's anyone who will kind of interfere or asking me to go away, so that's good. And with this kind of open road, I can do a little bit of testing, so that's good. Okay, now it's time to turn on the Skydio. Man, this drone is what, 3-4 years old now, but still it is one of the best tracking drones because it tracks you using a beacon. So even if it loses visual contact with you, it still flies towards the general direction that you are in, and then aims to acquire visual contact. So this is the drone that you don't have to worry about, you know, going behind a tree and it loses track. You don't have to constantly looking back at, you know, the drone to make sure it's there. And it does complex maneuvers while you're actually moving. You see these two buttons, left and right, so you can tell the drone to look at you from your left side or your right side, and the plus signs here, plus minus signs here, it basically tells the drone to get closer to you or get further away from you. Yeah, it's up. Okay, so I see that it's updating. I updated the drone before I left the house. Now I guess some of that update needs to actually go to the beacon as well. So okay, I see that it's updating. It's moving. So yeah, I guess I don't have to wait for too long. While we're waiting, overall I would say the Horizon feels extremely different from the Z3. It is just so nimble. The way that it's able to pivot, the way that it's able to carve and turn, it's miles better than what the Nix Z3 can do. So when I first saw this board, I was like, oh man, it's just gonna be like the Nix Z3, but you're gonna have an undersided, you're gonna have underside batteries, and that's gonna be it. And to my surprise, it's vastly different. I would say I like this board so much to the point where I would say if I just have one board for the rest of 2025, this would be it. This would be the board to have, because it could carve. It can carve so extremely well, almost to the point of a double kinpin truck if you set up both light bushings on the front and the back. But if you put red bushings in the rear, like what I just did, you can see the red bushings back here, but if you put the red bushings in the back, it's going to enable your board to be a lot more stable, so you can launch harder, so you can really take advantage of the raw power that's inside this board, which comes with a 160 amp ESC. This is the highest amp ESC in a production board that I know of, and this is quite literally monstrous, and I don't know if anyone, and this is only for the entry level too, and I don't know if anyone will need this much power. Okay, it says launch prep, fly now. So yeah, let's get this thing flying. Alright, do you have visual confirmation of me? Do you know where I am? Do you know who I am? Okay, so this eye sign means that it's visually locked into me, so it knows where I am and who I am. So now it's following me. See, if I'm moving over there, it knows where I am. So that's good. Alright, just don't fly into that sign and we'll be good. Okay, so I'm going to use, if you hold this blue button, you can actually tell the drone to go left or go right, and vice versa. I'm going to tell it to go a little bit lower, because over here we don't have to worry about hitting any other traffic, and we're going to ask the drone to go behind me. Okay, cool. Alright, you don't get to carve like this on the road every day. Okay, now I'm going to tell the drone to go to my right or left. Oh, hi. Oh, I thought the guy wanted to talk to me, but I guess not. I was like, oh shit, this guy's kicking me out. Okay. Okay, stay behind me. So right now, I think I'm mostly used to the cold. I'm doing all right now. And the Skateboard 2 Plus that I got, it's got an increased battery capacity. So I'm quite not used to how much battery it's got. It still has 41% after this long ride. So I'm gonna have to do a little circle shot. So the sun is over there, so I want to face the sun. And yeah, so let's do that. Get it to do orbit, and it's gonna circle around us 4 meters per second. And I'm going to raise up. All right. Do a little wave. Do a little peace sign. But yeah, I like these lights. I think they look really good. They're pretty bright, and they're really unique. So other people actually pay attention to this color. And this is not a board that you want to drag, because it still is extremely heavy. Cool. I still have 32% battery. Usually I want to land the drone around 20%, so I still got like 12% battery to waste. As you can see here, this is quite a bouncy board. Now, when I'm bouncing right here, I am not sure whether the bounce is coming from the arms of the trucks or it's actually coming from the deck itself. I can definitely see the deck bend, so it's a combination of both, where the dampening is coming from the deck itself and from the trucks. So and also, if you're going off-road, you get the tires, you get the pneumatic tires that dampens quite a bit of the vibrations, and the foam grip tape on the deck. So there's like 4 different things that dampens vibrations on this deck. So it feels really good. Cool. One thing I have to note about the Horizon is that it is super quiet. It is eerily quiet, super quiet. I'm not sure if I really like quiet boards. I want a little bit of noise, you know? I want a little bit of oomph as I'm accelerating. Here it's too electric. It feels like I'm driving a Tesla. It feels like I'm driving my wife's Tesla. Alright, we're at 20%. I'm going to land this thing, and I think I have enough footage for this part of the road. Might still need some footage for grass, but yeah, let's land. Sweet. Loading and processing video. Alright. But yeah, about this board, I like it a lot. It's got the 6380 something motors. It doesn't have the 6890 motors, but dude, this is more than enough. I don't know. Of course, you can spend a lot more money and upgrade to the higher, more beefier motors, but just from my testing experience, I've never floored it. There's so much torque coming from this board and so much top speed. This can still reach a top speed of close to 40 miles per hour, and yeah, I personally, I think anyone who's thinking about the Horizon should just get the entry model $2,000. This saves you like $1,000, and unless you need the range, it does if you upgrade it, it does increase the range substantially. I think to roughly close to 20,000 watt hours of battery, which is nuts. Or 14 as 8P. If you do need a range, do it for that. But I think if you are worried that this is the entry-level board and doesn't have enough battery, it doesn't have enough power, don't, because it is extremely torquey. I don't think any normal person would be able to use all of the high power that this board is able to provide. You do get smaller wheels. These are your standard size wheels, which will fit the 8-inch rims. If you do get the upgraded version, you get a rim that is slightly bigger. Those bigger rims will fit exclusively scooter tires. That's the more elite version of the Horizon. That more of the expensive version of the Horizon will get. But those wheels, they do look good on the surface, but the problem is you're not going to be able to fit any of the popular tires that are available for all of electric skateboards today. You're just not going to fit those, because the tires that we have requires a smaller diameter hole, requires a smaller diameter wheel, while the larger ones just don't. So you're going to be, if you get the elite version, you're kind of limiting yourself to these larger scooter tires that Acedeck has picked out for you. Not that it's anything bad. You can just get a whole new set of wheels, a smaller set of wheels for your board. It's fine. So I think while getting the larger tires in the elite version is somewhat of an upgrade, but they do have drawback as well. Yeah, and with these molders, these are pretty standard sized molders. They're not standard sized, they're a little bit bigger than what you will find on the Evolve Carbon Diablo boards. So these are a little bit bigger. The lights are a little bit more pronounced this time, but I still wouldn't trust people to see these lights in the middle of the day, just because it is not bright enough. So what I would do is to actually print out a riser, an angled riser, and then put lights on the back of put shred lights on the back of the deck. So, but then yeah, these molders are so strong. And these molders are so damn strong. I still have not floored it in the S Plus mode. I did use the S Plus mode. I did try to accelerate as much as I possibly could, but I just don't have the guts to push it all the way, because it's so crazy. So I think any normal, reasonable person just gets the entry level and save yourself some money, unless you do want the best of the best and get the 6890 molders. Those will definitely be crazy. But as for me, this is what Acedeck has sent me. At first, I was like, oh man, I'm getting the entry model. But then as soon as I got on it, I'm like, dudes, this is way more than enough. This is a premium. This is the entry level of an ultra premium high performance board. It is still high performance. I am perfectly content with what I have here, and I think for the price that you pay for, every inch of this board just screams premium. Even the charger too. There's a fan on the charger, and you charge with high amps as well. Everything about this board is just high quality. I love this so much, and I think to resonate what I said before in the beginning, that this deck, if I were to be stuck with a single board for the rest of the year, I would want to be on this one. It's carvy, you can carve it, and then it's extremely powerful. It is the most powerful thing, so you can suddenly switch it from being the most powerful thing to like a road carve monster to something that just goes straight and blasts you to the moon. Yeah, and then the wheels are still compatible with everything else. Shocks, you can change the shocks to whatever The shocks are a little bit interesting. I bought shocks with rebound dampening, with rebound adjustment, so I'm gonna try to see if I can actually put those shocks in here, but I don't think they will, because these are pretty tight in terms of spaces. So that little screw that comes out for you to adjust the dampening, I don't think they're going to fit in here. But either way, even without rebound adjustment, this feels really, really good. The gear drives is now in black. This is called the 4.0 Plus. I think this is even quieter than the regular 4.0. If you do get the more elite version, you get the gear drive ratio that's 4.3 to 1. If you don't, you still get the 4.0 to 1. The 4.0 to 1 is more geared towards speed, but still, like, it is so powerful. At this point, I don't think 4.3 gear ratio or 4.0 means anything to anybody anymore, because the board is so powerful. Anytime you push the dial to go fast, this thing will just blast you to the moon. And it feels like it's getting warmer now, but tomorrow, what I'm going to do tomorrow on my next ride is actually adding the GPS locator, a GPS module, onto my GoPro, so that I can actually record the speed and I can do some acceleration test with this board after I crank down the bushings and make it a little bit more secure. Because right now, when this board gets over 27, 28, it begins to get wobbly again. And of course, I still have the front on the loosest setting, and the red bushings on the rear are barely kind of pushed in, barely tightened. So I'm going to tighten those up and do acceleration tests tomorrow. So yeah, follow me on that. Cool. And then after that, I'm probably going to end up putting bindings on this thing, just to test out what it feels like. But this board, it just does not need bindings at all. Like, it's perfectly 100% usable without bindings, unlike the Nix Z3, which prompts me that I might need to go back and look at my Nix Z3 and see if I've been using the board wrong the entire time, because the Nix Z3 was so incredibly difficult to turn. But this board is not difficult to turn at all, but they're using the same trucks. What gives, right? So I really don't know. So this is something that I need to investigate to see if it's me because I'm a dumbass and I don't know how to ride the Nix Z3, or it's because there's something special here. Maybe the angle here is a little bit higher, or maybe they changed something with the trucks. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna ride home now. Let's go.